Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Sunday morning, afternoon, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. The official weapon of the show is
Folding chair.
an unofficial sport,
Bullet ball.
and bullet ball extreme. Don't forget you can sign up for our Patreon. The link is in the show notes. If you're needing some extra content, if you just want to support the show, you can sign up. You can do 1 week free trial and you can hear what we have to offer behind the paywall. I see people signing up with the free trial, and a lot of y'all are staying, when you sign up, just to be like, hey, I like what I hear. So and it's very accessible and easy, because you can do stuff like add it to your podcast apps and feeds and all that stuff. I think except Spotify for some reason, and you can also listen directly from their app and all that stuff. Very easy. As programming note, whatever, we're working on some stuff with our website right now. And so while everything is currently working on the website and stuff, there was a time where it was down for a couple of days. We talked about last week. But I'm transitioning stuff, adding stuff. It's crazy what's happening, but you can still sign up through our website as well, theblackouttips.com/premium. If you ever have any issues with your account, if you ever have any issues just figuring out what to do over there, theblackouttips@gmail.com. Also in the show notes, all the contact information is there. It's a very easy, accessible situation for y'all.
And that is the best way. If you are a paying customer, that is the best way to contact us versus trying to hit us up on social media.
Yes. All right. That's it for me for the up front for the show notes. And in about a few weeks, we will be having our annual Black Friday, African American Friday deal. I will be able to offer that through Patreon at some point, but I think it won't be until November, because we have to have a Patreon for 90 days before we can offer year-long memberships.
Okay.
So that I will be offering that sale over there at some point as well. So just letting y'all know, when the time comes, if you guys are like, man, I want to sign up for that deal, but I want to do it through Patreon, that will be a thing that you can do. Just not yet. All right. That's it for me. Banter, Karen?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me pull it out. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. All right, go ahead.
Yes. Wednesday, for those that are like behind the paywall, we normally do Ball Deep Sports with Justin, but we went to go see the Hornets preseason game in Greensboro,
which is about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, Greensboro, North Carolina. And it was actually a fun trip because, I was thinking about the time. I was like, well, we would have to be in the middle of traffic. But I'll tell you one thing. Shout out to Waze. Waze was like, I got you. And it mapped us around all that goddamn Charlotte traffic. By the time we got off of 485, we was way outside of Mecklenburg County.
Yeah. It kept us moving, and it saved us some time, and it took me to a part of 485 I wasn't even familiar with. So shout out to Waze for holding it down. And it was a drive where we kept moving most of the drive, and most of the drive was in rush hour traffic. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Which was wild. Well. So yeah, shout out to Waze. I did the trip up there, and the trip was going back was fine. The only thing that and they made up for it, but there was some problems for those of you that are watching the game on TV. It might have been like, well, damn, they have a game and ain't nobody in the arena. I'm gonna tell you why. We were all on the outside of the arena.
They sent an email out, and they said I sent a similar email out when we drove to Charleston to see the Hornets preseason. And the email was like, get there. So the game starts at 7, and it was like, the parking opens at 6. but it was said something like get there at like 5 or something. Like it was crazy. And I'm like, whoa, get there at 5 to park at 6 just to make it into the building by 7. That can't be right. Cause I'm just like, I go to, they always send, it's like those emails that get to the airport 3 hours ahead of time. It's like, you're right. You'll never be wrong to get to the airport 3 hours ahead of time. No, but those of us who've been to airports before know that you can get there like an hour ahead and you should be able to catch your plane.
Unless it's international. International, get your ass there early.
All right, please don't. There's no need to get that specific. But yeah, so my point being like, they always over prepare you in the email.
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, y'all say get there at 6. But how fucking long can it take to get from the parking lot to the inside of the building? Y'all, it's a arena that has the size of NBA. Anyway, we got there we parked. I put it this way. We were pulling into the parking lot and we parked our car and stopped. And it was like 6:40. So you have like 20 minutes to get in the building. And shout out to the old timers in the parking lot that apparently went to HBCUs. And
they let us know.
They was pre-gaming in the parking lot. I don't know if they ever made it in the building.
I don't know if they made it in the building either. Because they was lit.
We stood in line from 6:40 and we didn't get into our seats until about 7:30. I mean, 50 minutes standing in line. That's not normal. We've gone to a lot of games. We've gone to a lot of events. It should not take 50 minutes for anybody to get into anywhere if there's any level of planning going on.
And organization.
I went on the Reddit because I'm part of the Hornets Reddit. I went on the Reddit and they showed like people were talking about it. And everyone was, of course, pissed.
Yes.
And people that lived there said a couple things happened. The first, that's actually not the arena they normally play Greensboro Swarm games in. The Greensboro Swarm are the Charlotte Hornets like G League team.
Okay.
So they actually play at a different place that's a lot smaller venue and all this stuff.
Okay.
So they also changed management of who runs the like arena.
Okay.
Like to get people in and out. And they were speculating they just brought the same 4 metal detectors that they have at the Greensboro Swarm smaller arena to this big ass like 15-20,000 seat venue. And they had to funnel everyone into those 4 metal detectors, thousands of people. And so they think that's why it was an hour wait basically to get in for a lot of us. And they did send out an email that gave people free tickets. Like, hey, we're sorry about the entry. Here's free tickets to a Hornets game. But if you live in Greensboro, it's an hour drive away. If you're the kind of Hornets fan that drove out there because you have season tickets and shit, then, I mean, you already got tickets to the game. But still, I thought it was a nice gesture. But yeah, they clearly fucked that up.
Yeah, because and also the part of me that didn't make sense. You stand on a line to go in, then you get into the arena, and then they kind of corral you all together, like Right just said, to get to those 4 spots. And my thing is, I'm in the arena now. So if I came in here with any type of weapon, I could fuck people up. I'm literally in, like I'm in the arena.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yes.
It's the illusion of security. They might as well just let everyone walk into their seats then.
Yes.
Just scan your ticket because it's the illusion of security if you're already up the stairs into the building and damn near and then they're going, hey, let me see if you got a gun on you. Like, motherfucker, they could have been shot us.
They could have killed us all. What are you doing?
At that point, they've been waiting so long, they gonna be so mad. They are going to kill somebody when you tell them they can't bring their gun.
Right? They're gonna be highly upset.
Like, hey man, you can't bring a gun in here. Well, I'm not walking back to the car waiting another hour. So what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do, bitch?
Do I kill you now and everyone in earshot, or do you just let me to my seat?
And they were just like, let them in.
But yeah,
yeah, and also the thing is, you could truly tell that they were not prepared at all. And one thing about it, the corralling area, they didn't have no air, and so it got really, really warm. And oh my gosh,
yeah,
the body odors of them teenage boys. Because I was around a bunch of teenage boys. I kept saying, have you ever smelled the odor where you almost like, let me check myself? Like, I know I bathe, but where's this funk coming from? And then we got through and I was like, oh, I was around a bunch of teenage boys.
I knew it wasn't me, so I didn't even check myself. I knew when I left the house. I was like, what? But it was strong.
It was wrestling in my nose. I was like, God damn, what is this odor?
Yeah.
And we got to see the mascot from the swarm, and she was adorable.
It would look like Hugo the Hornet, but with a smiley face on it.
Yes. I was like, oh, that's adorable. You got any? Or I'm gonna go through mine if you don't.
Oh, keep going.
Okay.
Well, I guess one. I was on Karen Hunter's show Friday, and she just brought up something that, you know, how sometimes people say stuff and it's just really illuminating to you. And it just like it just makes so many things make sense. And she was talking about the whole Mark Lamont Hill being on the Joe Budden show, and they finally had that 6 months in, they had their nigga moment, which I, you know, knew would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think everyone's very precious about people's feelings about shit, but this isn't about anyone's feelings. I'm not talking bad about anyone in particular. But when that whole thing started where Mark Lamont Hill was going to be coming on Joe Budden show, in the group chat with my friends, I was like, yeah, it's just going to be ignorance dragging Mark Lamont Hill into ignorance.
Yep.
No matter how enlightened and smart and down to earth and all the other accolades you can give him, the general tenor of that platform trends towards ignorance. Mm-hmm. And conflict is good for content.
Yes,
so
it is.
Having Mark Lamont Hill on there to highlight the ignorance is going to be good content, because there'll be friction. They'll be like, ooh, arguing. Ooh, whoa, mm-hmm. Oh, Mark, how's Mark going to handle this? You know, like, oh, this guy thinks the earth is flat, you know, that kind of shit. But I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch it. I've never really gotten into the Budden show. I think it's, and honestly, I really haven't understood why it has such a hold on people that I know and respect and love, but they watch it religiously, you know. You think like they're the ones who send me the ignorance. It's not me. Like, they're not sending me oh, look at this enlightening conversation they had. They're sending me like, oh, this dude tried to fight this guy, or man, Joe said he ain't gonna pay these guys and they left the show. Like, they're sending me the angry blow-ups. And it's good for ratings, it's good for TV. I don't doubt why Joe Budden would have those things on the show. He's fucking rich because he's doing that. He knows how to, like, whether it's embarrassing to people or not, people will watch it even if they're judging. They're watching it and they're judging, but they're watching. And watching is how you get the money.
Yep, sir.
We don't get the money in that way. We're not whatever it is enough, like, to penetrate that market, you know? And when Mark went on there, I was kind of like, that's interesting, just because I know what people will say. And of course, people kept saying, well, Mark's going to raise the bar of the discussion on there. So what, you have to meet people where they are. How are we going to have conversations with ignorant people? We can't meet them where they are, and where they are is on this podcast. So he should go meet them there. And I'm like, look, I hope he's getting a good check for it. I'm hoping it's worth it. And I hope I'm wrong in it. You guys are 6 months from now, 7, be like, man, that show totally changed the tune. These guys are more educated, more versatile. They think more, a little bit deeper.
It will not.
I didn't think it would. And so everyone sent me the clip of them arguing. And honestly, I did. It's not like the argument was even that. It wasn't even that, like, crucial. It was just yelling. You know, there's a lot of like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You ain't gonna talk to me. You a sucker. You know, I ain't no sucker. You know, like, it was like that type of.
Yeah, and that's not entertaining to me.
But it's entertaining to a lot of people.
It is.
A vast majority of people. I
understand that I'm the oddball for them.
I know. It's not to me either, but my point is, like, it works. And
yes.
So Karen Hunter said something, and yeah, it just changed the way I look at all that stuff, because she said people watch ignorance so they don't have to feel the need to improve themselves.
Agreed.
And you know, I I had never really thought about it like that, specifically with ignorance. I had thought about it like that with stuff like The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
The Biggest Loser, and I was onto this right away. Maybe because I am fat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I used to love that show. But yes.
I never liked the show. I refused to watch it. I never I did not really understand the appeal, because looking at the show, it was obvious they're not actually trying to help these people. They're making a spectacle of these people, and the goal is not to transform them in a way that is efficient or sufficient or mentally, that it's to make a good TV show. It's on TV
because it's a form of entertainment.
What makes good TV? Watching fat people struggle, yelling at people, extreme tasks that are difficult to do, and who's gonna be able to pull this off, who's not, that kind of shit. Gave you Jillian Michaels.
Yeah, it did.
Right? I never liked it. And I knew from inception, I said, oh no, what this is supposed to do is to make me feel better about being fat on my couch, because at least I'm not a loser like these guys. It's called The Biggest Loser, and it's a double entendre, right? But if you admit it's a double entendre, one of the entendres is these people are losers.
Yeah.
Right? These big fat losers. And like they could flip it into like, no, it's about who's gonna lose the most weight. But it's also like, the title implies, look at all these fat losers. And so I'm watching it and I don't feel like a loser, right? I can be on my couch eating chips, watching this guy struggle on a hike and go, it's hard, I give up, and I don't have to feel bad. I can be an alcoholic and I can watch this person be fat and I go, another sip of my beer. That's funny. Not my problem. These losers need to get their shit together, right? I can fucking be abusive. I could be whatever. I don't need to think about myself or whatever, because those people are worse off than me, right? It's America got fatter after The Biggest Loser, right? America, high calorie meals, weight, diabetes, everything that was supposed to be a metric of like, this is the mission of this show. It's going to wake America up to the obesity epidemic. Well, it did not, did it? It made us, for the most part, I think, feel like, I don't know. It's not my 600-pound life. So my 400-pound life is looking pretty good. That's why I had to be 600 pounds. They couldn't be like my 225-pound life. That hit too close to home. Too many people be like, whoa, maybe I should go for a fucking walk. Maybe I should put the chips down. But if you go to 600, well, who the fuck's in the 600 demographic? And now everybody like, look at this loser. And so it always just felt like vicariously just picking on these people, laughing at these people, but mostly just keeping yourself from feeling bad about yourself.
Yeah, and before you, not to stop your topic.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Before you go on, like for me, and I realized later as time passed, I was watching it for the wrong reasons. Because I was watching it going, we watching, like I said, I was very ignorant at the time. I was like, we watching them, lose weight. I was learning about, not trying to find nutrition and all that stuff. Like, and then I was talking to a coworker and her sentiment felt more like what you were saying. I was like, we watching the show, but we're getting two completely different things. And it kind of made me change my mindset till eventually I just stopped watching the show.
Yeah, like I said, I just knew it right away what it was. Sometimes I just look at stuff like, sometimes my mind just picks up on shit like right away where I'm like, nope, that's bullshit. And maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe I'm, the one who's off on his own shit. But sometimes I just like that. It's the same thing with the Breakfast Club. Same thing with Joe Budden podcast. It's my personal convictions. I'm not even judging people that watch it really. I just couldn't understand why they watched it. But we all pick and choose our things. I watched the NFL. So this isn't I'm mightier than thou. This isn't even that. But I know why I watch the NFL. Like, I'm not watching it for the ignorance. I'm like, these amazing athletes can do this thing. Oh, wow, the drama, this. But it's not like I'm watching it to be like, I don't feel better about myself when, someone throws a pick or whatever, right?
Right.
Anyway, but she said that people watch ignorance to feel better about not working on themselves. And that I do understand now. Because the people that send me these clips, no matter where they're at in their life, no matter how down they are, no matter how up they are, no matter how much of a struggle it is lately, they'll never be dumb enough to think the earth is flat and then argue with Mark Hill about it.
Right.
You know, they'll never they watch the misogyny that platform engages in and goes, that's fucked up how they treat the women on there and talk about women. But they'll be back tomorrow, because at the end of the day, I would never talk like that about women.
Right.
You know, like even if I'm fucked up towards women, I won't be as fucked up as that. You know, the Breakfast Club, I'm not sniffing seats of women guests when they leave. You know, that's Charlamagne ignorant ass. Ha ha ha. Be back tomorrow. You know, during the Me Too movement, they was ready to get him out of the paint. But I'm like, y'all are going, the thing that he knows that you won't admit is that you gonna be back.
Yes, you are.
He just need to weather the storm. You can say you hate him and he's, oh, what about this? What? You need that ignorance. You like that ignorance. It does something to you to see him ask presidential candidates about hot sauce and smoking weed. There's a part of you that needs that will be back despite saying you don't like that. There's a part of you that watches him question a transgender woman about tricking people and shit, and then the next day have a comedian on that talked about killing trans women because they trick people, and you'll be outraged, but you'll be back, you know, because you feel better about yourself. You're not that ignorant.
Yeah, you're not that. Most
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you might laugh at it, you might be entertained by it, but you're not that ignorant. You don't need to work on anything. So if you are somewhat transphobic, misogynistic, homophobic, anti-black, ignorant, uneducated, anti-intellectual, whatever you are, as long as you aren't as much as they are, if you're conspiracy minded, you know, and it to me, like I said, it makes a lot of things make sense. It makes the appeal of Joe Rogan make sense.
Yes.
Like people, like all these black people judge folks for watching Joe Rogan because of the racism and the conservatism, but he's the biggest podcaster in at least America, if not the world.
Right.
And it's gotta be because there's a lot of white people who go, I'm not that bad.
Yep, I'm not that racist.
But you know, like I have my conspiracies.
Yep.
But I'm not that bad. Like Joe had a guest on who's a Nazi, but Joe's not a Nazi, and neither am I for listening and entertaining this Nazi.
Right.
That's fine. I'm not that bad. You know, these people exist for me to not feel that bad. Subconsciously, they're not consciously tuning in for that. But yeah, and so yeah, she just kind of changed the way I look at a lot of stuff. When it comes to ignorant shit, you know, like people are just happy to feel that they're better off than someone else, and as opposed to like, what is this really doing to me? And just because you're better off than somebody else doesn't really mean that you don't need to put in any work on yourself.
Yes, everybody.
You know what I mean?
Agreed, yes.
So anyway, that was my thought.
My next thing while we was at the arena, it was so one of the reasons why I do love going to the arena a lot of times is for the children. So when we sat down, I got seated a few rows down. It was this little black girl. She had on a jersey, and because she's so short, she stood up the whole time. The whole time she was standing up, she was dancing, she was pumping with the cheerleaders, she was yelling, "Go Deep!" It was just, I don't know if that was that baby's first game or not, but it appears like, you know, they were young enough where this might have been like their first couple of times like going to the arena, and where they could remember because, you know, not an infant. And so it was just adorable watching that little girl cheer. Mm-hmm. And we was talking before about the time me and Roger was sitting there, some people sat behind us, and they started laughing. They was like, they looked at the clock. They was like, "Ooh, we got here a little after halftime." And I looked, I was like, because they were just talking. I happened to hear him. I was like, "Oh shit, y'all missed the whole first half in 3 minutes into the second half." So I was like, "Oh, some of y'all might have just missed the game. Goddamn." And so I thought that was fucking hilarious. My next. Okay. My next one is we went to the but we was going down 77. I never seen this before in my life. We was going down 77. It was this truck, and I've seen lights on trucks like up high around like the top of it, but this truck was lit up like the ring alarm came on. It like all across the truck, it was just lit up, and you could see almost to the ground. So it was like bright as shit when you were going down the road. I was like, whatever they trying to protect, you is not gonna walk up and sneak up on this goddamn truck. This truck is motherfucking lit. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen like little dim lights, but no, this was like bright outside, got your robber lights.
And it was a trailer truck, not like a personal vehicle. It was like a 18-wheeler.
Oh, I should explain that.
No, I'm just letting the people know.
Okay.
You didn't miss anything.
Okay, I got some more, but I can stop if you want.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Me and Roger went to the farmers market, and it's this farmers market that we see when we go to the park. And normally that bitch be jumping because we normally go on Saturdays. It's packed, it's crowded. I was like, it was jumping. So we passed by, and I told him, I said, if we come back this way, I would like to go to the farmers market when it's up in the day, not busy, people ain't getting off work. And I had a great time going to the farmers market. I'm gonna get me. In fact, I'm gonna drink me some after the show. I got some apple cider vinegar, not apple cider vinegar, apple cider. Period, not vinegar, just apple cider. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had apple cider since I was like a little kid, so I can't wait to get on that. We bought like some fresh stuff, and it was really neat walking around. This time of the year, pumpkin season, so they paint the pumpkins, and man, they had all types of handmade butters and jellies and all types of stuff. It was really neat, just kind of just walking around. And when I was shocked at the price because it was much cheaper than the grocery store. I was like, woo, we got more bang for the buck at the farmers market. So that was a plus.
Yeah, I kind of don't know like what to buy when I go to the farmers market. Because I don't know, in my mind, I felt like it was going to be something completely different, but it's obviously just the produce section, but at the outside. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a lot cheaper than going to the grocery store. Although I thought I bought some bananas, but then when I got here, I didn't see them, so I must not have picked up the bananas. Anyway, but yeah, it was interesting. Like they had watermelon for like $3 for a big old chunk of watermelon.
Right? I was like $3. Looked at the man like, that's all. They were selling like eggs, like you name it, they had it.
When they rang me, it was weird because when they rang me up, they weigh everything and they do it like, it's not like it has a barcode or whatever, so they just like type everything in or whatever. And we got like tomatoes and a bunch of shit. And then when they rang it up and it was like $18, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. I haven't been to the grocery store and just walked out with $18 in a long time. Like sometimes it's like shit, everyday cost stuff, you don't necessarily feel the inflation immediately because it's like over time. Mm-hmm. But I have not had a cheap trip to the grocery store in a minute.
In a long time.
Because it's like you buy a couple of things, next thing you know, it's like, wait, that was how much? Okay, well, yeah, what am I gonna do? Not pay for it?
Right.
So I'm
we'd have been in a grocery store, the same amount of stuff would have probably been like $45-$50.
Who knows? Right. I don't know exactly. I just know it's been a long time since I even just produce wise been able to go to the grocery store, buy 6-7 things and walk out for under $20. So that part was like, because in my mind when I was shopping, the way I have to do my shopping for food and stuff, I don't even look at prices anymore. I just get what the fuck I was gonna get. I know I have it in my bank account, and however much pain it's gonna hurt, it's just gonna hurt.
Yeah.
When we leave, and I just had to look at it like that. That's why I cook so often. Like, at least I'm getting my money's worth. I'm not throwing the food out. But yeah, it was interesting when I checked out and he's doing all that tabulation and shit, and then he was like, all right, $18. Like, oh, okay, yeah, shit, I should have got more shit. I thought I was kind of pushing it with these potatoes, onions, tomatoes.
And my apple cider alone was $6 at 18.
Yeah, I thought I was kind of pushing it, but shit, right. I could have actually shopped more. But yeah, I enjoyed that too, and I'm gonna try to make a habit out of going a little more often, especially when I take my walks down that area. Because I've now found like the area of the park where I can just walk straight and then go to that, cross the street, go to that farmer's market. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind if I get light enough stuff, I can actually just carry it back with me, right, to the car. So yeah, I enjoyed the trip to the farmer's market.
Yeah, I enjoyed the trip to the farmer's market too. the cars are really, really neat, or vehicles, the newer model vehicles. And so we got a newer car. So Roger was driving, and all of a sudden, a little photo, it was so neat, a little photo popped up. And no, first a little sign came on, was like air pressure. Then a little photo popped up of the car, and it showed like all four of the tires and what the pressure was on the tires. And the one that's highlighted, it was like, this one need air. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Our cars are typically very old. This is the newest car we've ever had.
Yeah, we represent 99 2000.
Right. And so it has technology and shit that, I'm sure all of you listening have already experienced.
Yeah, that's like, Karen experiencing this for the first time. Yes, I am.
It's not really noteworthy, I'm sure, to most of y'all, but it was to us, because I had never been in a car that could tell me which tire to feel.
Right. I was like, well, I guess I'll be filling them all.
I normally just take their word for it, go to the tire air place, because I've never, the car will tell you, even an old car, be like, hey, tire pressure. But it's just like, I don't know which one, but this one was like, this one, because it's getting cold. It wasn't anything wrong with the tires, but it got cold over the night. And so when I turned it on in the morning, it's like, hey, this one needs some air. This one needs some air. And yeah, it was cool to be able to go like, yeah. And then when you plug it into the machine, it's like, it said it was 27. It was 27. So yeah, it's, I don't blame, like, I'm not a huge like car guy. And it's not like our car is some expensive, like you ain't never seen, like it's just
I know.
I'm sure it's just a normal car, except it's 2023.
A regular ass car. 2023. I was like, oh shit. We're in the 2020s.
But yeah, it was cool to have that diagram that, and it does stuff like that all the time, where it's just like very specific information and shit. Like,
yes, so
it's like, oh, that's cool.
So specific. And my last thing just recently happened to us. We went to go get some lunch. So we were sitting there eating, reading our comic books. I don't know why or where this little baby came from, but a little boy just walked up and he stood beside me, and I didn't look because I was like, I don't know how to respond. So then I finally looked and smiled, and he smiled, and then he walked away. I don't know if the baby was looking for attention or whatever, but it's one of these things. Kids are unpredictable, so I was like, I don't know kind of what I'm gonna get out of the child. So I was like, somebody might come up and be like, get your ass from over here. I was like, I didn't know how to respond. I was like, okay, hey, baby, and smiled, and he went on about his way. I think that baby just wanted attention.
All right.
That's it.
All right. So that's what's going on our side.
I could have split it up, but he let me ramble.
No. That's what you. It's your time to do. It's banter. It's your time to do whatever.
And I had a lot
kids don't bother me. I always feel like it's weird, because I feel like the parents are so apologetic for their kids being kids, but I think, I don't know if it's just because I didn't have kids, or just I'm not of the disposition to be impatient with children or their parents. So I don't know. Like, I always feel like the parents are like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I've
seen that a lot. Yeah.
Like when we were waiting in line to go into the arena, like one of the little kids behind us, or she had two kids, and they were just kind of all over the place because they were bored, and they shouldn't have to stand for 50 minutes to get in the fucking arena.
Right. But I felt it, baby. Yeah. I was bored too.
But they kept bumping into my legs and crawling around on the shit. And she just kept apologizing. I was like, it don't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter.
I know there's a lot of these angry motherfuckers walking around that can't wait to be a bully or some fucking kid and their parent. And I'm sure that's everyone's worst nightmare. And I'm sure parents have had some huge
horrible experiences.
I'm sure some people have had some interesting interactions with impatient people, which is maybe that's why they're so like apologetic about their kids. But man, that sucks. Yeah, kids should be allowed to kind of be kids. They're not hurting anybody.
Yes, I feel like that too. And
it's not like the kid came over and slapped the food off our table. Like the kid just came over and just stared, and then when we looked over, he's like ran off like that was it, and then it's, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, no, it's fine. It's a fucking kid.
I'm with you. Yeah, children should be allowed to be children, and they're going to be very energetic and stuff. Yeah, that baby went, right talking about the people behind us. Yeah, that baby went and rolled in the grass and was fucking with shit. I was like, yeah, we've been out here for a while. I could see somebody.
She's now talking about the kid at the game, not the kid at the restaurant.
No, the kid at the game. Yeah, so when we was waiting, I was like, oh yeah, I could see why you would get fidgety and all that stuff. You're a child. Like, y'all expected to be sitting in the seats and entertaining. Not still standing outside. So I get that.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's get into some other segments.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
All right, stuff is still happening. You guys know politics don't never stop. The Capitol Police have been called to investigate a swastika in a GOP congressional office.
Y'all know we didn't do that.
Well, the thing is, it was found on an American flag. It included an image of a swastika. The representative is Dave Taylor, is the GOP representative. It was in his office. Politico obtained an image taken during a virtual meeting that shows the flag pinned to what appears to be a cubicle wall behind Angelo Elia, one of Taylor's staffers. Alongside the flag, with an altered red and white lines in the shape of a swastika, are pinned images including a pocket constitution and a congressional calendar. It is unclear what role, if any, Elia had in the incident. He did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So we're talking about swastikas on the flag. You can see it on the flag behind his head during some Zoom meeting. These are Republicans. These are the people Ezra Klein says we just need to reach out to, have conversations with. This is the real legacy of Charlie Kirk, the one that they don't want to talk about. This is the people who are in office running the country. I'm aware of an image that appears to depict a vile and deeply inappropriate symbol near an employee in my office, Taylor said in a statement. The content of that image does not reflect the values and standards of this office, my staff, or myself, and I condemn it in the strongest terms. Taylor said he immediately directed a thorough investigation alongside the Capitol Police, adding no further comment will be provided until it is being completed. What the fuck could it possibly be?
Right, we don't believe you.
The Democrats snuck in and put the swastika on the flag. Is that what we're gonna do?
They said we didn't do it, because they like to blame us for everything.
Right.
And on top of that, now since I seen it, and you said it was like a staffer and not like the main person itself.
Yeah,
that was purposely done. Yes, you can't tell me no different. Somebody strategically set that and pinned that up there. Because if this is something that
it doesn't accidentally happen and you don't not notice it, this isn't Peacemaker. Nope. You fucking see it. If it's a swastika in an office on a flag, is still highly fucking visible and intentional. And the Nazi symbol, somebody would have said something if they disagreed with it.
If they disagreed,
right? You would have noticed it. If you agree with it, you would have noticed it. You would have gave a head nod or sig hell or whatever they doing these days. But the reason we're even finding out about this is that Politico recently discovered a treasure trove of Republicans who were in a group chat. Young Republicans.
I seen somebody say something about the group chat got leaked. I was like, okay.
The young Republicans who apparently had some sort of group chat going where people were able to, or not people, I mean Politico was able to like get the leaks and find a bunch of racist vile.
Did they tag them in there by accident like our federal government did?
What do you mean?
You remember they had some shit that got leaked because they fucked around.
The Signal chat,
and tagged that reporter in there by accident.
Oh, the Signal chat with Hegseth. Yeah. But yeah, so it starts off with this treasure trove of bigoted messages from members of the Young Republicans. And now there's this idea that there's this rift happening amongst the Republicans between the Republicans who aren't racist and the Republicans who are racist.
No, bitch, you're all racist. What are we doing here? There's no separation in my mind.
I find it to be a separation without a distinction, without much use, right? Because I saw Bill Maher said something of, I'm not saying all Republicans are racist, but I'm saying if you're a racist, you're probably a Republican. And it's a distinction with very little that means nothing.
To me, no.
Because you're either in, because it's not like the racism is secret. I didn't need a group chat to leak.
No,
the racism's in the policies. The racisms are dog whistles and whistles.
Right.
Ref whistles,
Right.
track whistles, whistle while you work, whistling Dixie.
Right.
Like it's the racism is whistling all over that place.
Mm-hmm.
If you need this group chat to be the thing before you go, this is too much. This is real racism. I didn't know this was happening. I don't know who you are.
Mm-mm.
So now they're saying that, oh, this is causing a lot of people to be like appalled, disgraced, vile. I can't believe this. Your president is racist.
Right. Don't believe any of you.
You voted for him.
Yes,
You're
did.
working for him.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I think that you guys are so surprised? There's 28,000 messages spanning 7 months. The men referred to black people as monkeys.
28,000 in 7 months. Goddamn, they was posting.
Yeah. They referred to black people as monkeys and joked about putting political opponents in gas chambers and raping them. The Young Republicans organization has railed against members involved in the vile and inexcusable group chat, which joked about rape, supporting Hitler, and racism. Meanwhile, like J.D. Vance is like, they just be joking. So which one is it? Are you outraged and it's vile and they need to go? Or is it locker room talk? Which one is it? Which lie y'all rolling with? Assembly member Mike Riley fired his chief of staff, Peter Giunta, after he was accused of being an active participant in the chat. Giunta allegedly wrote, "I love Hitler, and everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber," in private messages. Yeah, you just got exposed. Mm-hmm. This is who you are. They're basically going, they got caught slipping, so they in trouble. That's really what happened. But y'all don't actually find this shit reprehensible.
No, you don't. Because you
probably
just voted for Donald Trump if you did.
You find that they were busted to be the reprehensible part. And I'm actually surprised you're even firing people or pretending that you're going to do something.
Right. If nobody pays attention, they'll rehire them.
They'll be back.
Yeah, that's what I say. They hire them back.
Why wouldn't they be back? One of the members allegedly joked President Donald Trump was preoccupied or too busy burning the Epstein files during the period the president and his administration were under intense scrutiny for failing to share key documents. Elsewhere, they laughed at the prospect of bullying people so severely they were driven to suicide. Frequently, they used the N-word and made light of Jeffrey Epstein's sex crimes. The Young Republican National Federation has 15,000 members across the United States between 18 and 40. Some of those members work within elected offices throughout the country. At least one member of the group chat was let go from his job. Another had an offer of employment rescinded. New York Republican Rep. Elise Stefanik and Senate Minority Leader Rob Ort are among politicians who have publicly denounced the chat. The dude that said the stuff about Hitler and going, "I love Hitler," he issued an apology. I'm so sorry to have those offended by the insensitive and inexcusable language found within more than 28,000 messages of a group chat that I created during my campaign to lead the Young Republican National Federation. While I take complete responsibility, I have had no way of verifying their accuracy. Meaning, like, if you ain't caught me. I don't know. Maybe it was. I mean, who knows if it was even true. Do I remember saying Hitler? It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy. Unless you just gonna have Chris Hansen come out and pull out a transcript, then yes. I have had no way of verifying the accuracy. I'm deeply concerned that the message logs in question may have been deceptively doctored. Deeply concerned. If you didn't say it, you would say you didn't say it. I'm sorry.
Right.
You don't. If they was like, Rod, we leaked you in Karen's group chat, and you're in there talking about loving Hitler, I would 100% be able to tell you that's not true.
No,
I wouldn't be like, well, I don't know. They could have been doctored, but I'm deeply concerned that maybe some. If you aren't saying shit like this, you're just not saying it, and there's never gonna be a way for people to make you go, man, maybe I did. I can't remember. I do stay up late some nights. Was it on the Ambien? He said the message may have been altered and taken out of context or otherwise manipulated, noting the private exchanges were obtained and released in a way that clearly intended to inflict harm. There is no excuse for the language and tone in the messages attributed to me. The language is wrong and hurtful. I sincerely apologize. Apologize for what? It's attributed to you. You saying you didn't even say it. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't believe in you. Stop wasting our time.
This is the why you looking through my phone. Like, yeah, it's pictures of me fucking your sister, but why was you in my phone? New York Congressman Mike Lawler also condemned the chat. I'm disgusted by the hateful anti-Semitism and racism revealed in these messages. Anyone involved in this disgraceful behavior should immediately resign from any leadership position and reflect the, oh, you soft. I know he going to be out of the party now.
They're going to drum him out.
I know you ain't talking about no consequences of people's and repercussions. You better, boy, y'all don't do that over there. Are you crazy? But yeah, so yeah, they are definitely pretending to be divided about it. Young Republican chapters across the country were divided on how to respond to the text. You're not divided because you're not gonna do shit because this is who you are. The only people that's gonna get punished is if y'all can find out who leaked it. Other than that, y'all just mad that you got busted. If you had a zero tolerance for homophobia, anti-Semitism, and racism, you wouldn't be in the Republican Party at all.
No, you would not.
They major in those things. They're not bugs. Those are features. If they're non-starters for you, you don't tolerate it. You go, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This is you guys are unrecoverably racist, homophobic, and anti-Semitic. This isn't I can change the system from the inside. No, they kick you on the outside. That's what they do. Michael Steele, they don't fuck with him. He had a couple too many of those. I ain't this kind of, and they was like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Nope, we going in this Trump direction. Much of the conflict on how to respond to the text stems from an August election over who would lead the Young Republican National Federation, the umbrella group for all state chapters commonly known as Young Republicans. By the way, if you see pictures of these guys, these motherfuckers look like Jim Larson drew them. Or Gary Larson drew them. Like, they truly look like Far Side characters.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I honestly was like, y'all calling people monkeys and talking about people's appearances? Y'all
be talking the most shit and you be looking like, look here.
You sure? Y'all look like y'all came off the assembly line of just Far Side cartoons. You don't get to talk about nobody ever.
No, you don't. Particularly if you already know you look like a sack of potatoes. What are you talking about?
Y'all young,
right? They do look old.
Y'all young. Y'all look old.
Yeah,
everybody dusty.
Everybody in this picture look like they over the age of 30.
Yes. Like I don't. What? There's no way y'all talking about. Come on now.
And we heard about you before you even got up here. While you have a chance, you need to be trying to get an education because your looks ain't gonna get you paid. Because you're not that cute. And your hair is uneven. You look dusty. So I'm saying, what else are you gonna do besides pander, rob, steal, try to trick some girl up out of her baby's check or something?
Like, these are the faces of the Young Republicans, bro? Come on, man. Y'all can't be
serious.
Y'all can't be seriously talking bad about people. Nah, man. You look like a cow would be talking to you on a Sunday morning comic strip, bro. You can't do this.
You cannot.
You homophobic? You look like Chaz Bono, bro. What are you doing?
They do, don't
You don't get to hate nobody gay, bro. You all look butch. That's all y'all dudes. And y'all hate gay people and women. What is happening right now, dog? And now they divided on how to respond because they're not going to respond.
They're not. They're going to let enough time tick by. A lot of these people, they can pretend like they demoting and firing all that shit. Depending on who you are, you actually just might be unassociated with the organization, but overall you'll be all right and go get another job and keep it trucking.
And Trump really broke them too, because what a lot of Republicans used to do is pretend to care about this stuff. And
They don't have to no more.
like there was a line where you had to pretend to care. I don't think they ever cared, but there was a line. It's one of the reasons that people still think there's good Republicans.
Yes.
There's a line where there's like, no. I am for the idea of keeping black people from voting. Like I'm okay with that. And I'm also okay with, police brutality. And I'm also okay with, not letting women have a choice when it comes to abortion and not. But I would never say the N-word. Now you say the N-word, that's too. I'll just do the things that make you feel like an N-word. I'm not going to say them myself. That's too far.
Right.
And what Trump did was allow, when he won like that, he made a lot of people stop doing the calculus of, well, let me at least use this moment to say, I'm not like that. Because they realize, well, if he wins, I'm just going to be penalized as a disloyal person who at one point admonished him. And clearly I'm just a piece of shit like JD Vance.
Right.
Like, clearly I don't mean this.
Mm-mm.
I called him Hitler and now I'm sucking his dick on TV every day. So clearly I don't mean this. I said he was racist. And now I'm saying when they send out a racist meme, it's just a joke. When I'm seeing people use the actual N-word, I'm like, these kids, they're fucking 40. And they're kids to JD Vance. Because he doesn't have any fucking integrity. You don't have to have integrity to be a Republican.
Mm-mm.
And so, yeah, to see this group, of course, half the group is like, we condemn it. But some of the people was like, actually, we support the dude that got busted being racist. Like, yeah, we actually still want him to be the guy.
Yeah, that was like, he better run it.
Yeah.
Because they know if anybody else come in, they might start shutting a lot of that shit down.
Yeah, they might be silent now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they're not going to really do anything about it. They're going to see if it blows over. Now, none of these guys had a cachet of Trump. So it probably won't blow over and he'll probably lose or whatever the fuck now. But it's more like you're losing because you had a leak, not you're losing because of the principle of the shit. They don't.
Agreed.
People knew about that racism within and out that party. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. They had the No Kings rallies yesterday.
They had them at a bunch of cities. They had one here in Charlotte. That bitch was packed.
Yeah, that was all. I saw the pictures. It was all up and down 4th Street.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I feel about it. I don't talk bad about the people doing the rallies. I actually think it's kind of counterintuitive to do it. Where everyone, I don't know why. Like, they say shit like, where was this energy in November? But I'm like, the ones who are out there are the ones who had the energy.
Yep, they were just as mad as you.
Yeah.
Like I had to learn how to decipher that. But yeah, there is a difference. The people that are literally going out and protesting, a lot of those people were the quote unquote the good white ones that was like, I'm fucking livid he won. Fuck him.
Yeah, and then people get mad that it's like wow, it's so white. But I'm like, y'all were telling them to do it themselves and that to stop waiting for black women and black people to save them.
Yes, and this is part of doing it themselves.
Yeah, I truly don't understand the anger from anyone on the left about these protests. Nope. I don't. They're not there being like, we're mad about Kamala.
Right.
They're mad at Trump. They're it
was like, we don't need a king. The fuck is this, y'all?
Yeah, like
the other fellow white people.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. This one doesn't bother me, but a woman got arrested because she brandished a gun during a No Kings rally in South Carolina. 59-year-old Mary Moriarty, what's my man's name? Watson and Holmes, Sherlock Holmes villain, Moriarty. That was his last name. Mary Moriarty on Saturday, 59-year-old, got arrested during this protest.
59. South
59.
Carolina different, so who knows? She might have had some, she might can go fight that in court.
Pulling a gun on the march.
Right.
She might get off. You know, ultimately those people that pulled out the guns on the Black Lives Matter rally a long time ago, they ended up not only not going to jail, but they ended up getting their gun back from evidence and everything, probably so they could sell it.
Yep.
Moriarty from nearby Surfside Beach allegedly drove by the demonstration when brandishing the firearm. She charged with 2 counts of pointing and presenting a firearm. So she was threatening those people. Now, keep in mind, these rallies have been known for how peaceful they have been.
Yes.
Now, part of that bothers me because obviously the reason they're considered peaceful is because they're white led.
Yep.
And they lie on rallies all the time and say they're not peaceful when it's black people. It's just the appearance of black people or a black cause. And they're like, you know, they had to, that kid had to go out there and shoot the Kyle, whatever his name is, Kyle Rittenhouse had to go out there with a gun. He had to drive 4 hours to get the gun, to get the city under control.
4 hours.
Because they were marching for black shit. Now the white people he shot, but they were marching for black shit, so that means violence, right? They were going to burn down the CVS.
Associating with us means you get the same penalty we do.
Right. So I would not be surprised if she's been fed a diet media-wise of this is going to be dangerous. This is, you know, we got to protect the city.
Yeah, they love to rile up the troops with bullshit like that. Crime is up and you be like, yeah, dog, these things went off, no problems. Nobody was bothering them. They was out there for hours. They, you know, they was doing speeches. They did their whole thing. But yet when it's reported, particularly to the national news, it's like they out here bopping people upside the head. Well, you be like, well, what's the proof? Now y'all showing me peaceful rallies.
She's wearing a Trump t-shirt, pointing a gun at peaceful protesters. How is this not the real Trump derangement syndrome?
Yes.
The crazy people he incites to do violence. How is that not the real Trump derangement syndrome they keep telling us about? But yes, she drove up there and she looks fucking crazy. Look at her sticking her tongue out.
Oh yeah, she needs some help.
She was booked in the Myrtle Beach jail after her arrest. She was granted $100,000 surety bond following a hearing Sunday morning, which I guess means she has some monies. I've had a lot of time to reflect on a very ignorant move, she said, adding that the weapon was not loaded. I was an impulsive, very ignorant thing to do. Something I totally regret given the 18 hours that I've had to reflect on it, I guess she told the judge. She also claims she's not a flight risk. The judge said there's concern for public safety and ordered that if released, she can't have contact with the 2 victims. Just the 2?
Right. Not everybody else was
Point
at the
a gun at a
march.
parade. Maybe you got to stay out the city for a while, man. Maybe no guns, no rallies for you, ever.
Right, just ban fun. Don't even matter what the rally is.
You hear there's a march happening downtown, you got to stay inside. It don't matter what it's for. It could be the Thanksgiving parade. You stay inside now. That's what you do.
That's your punishment.
But yeah, just an insane thing to do. And it's another reason that I'm not, like, in this environment, I actually am not talking shit about these marchers because I actually do think they're putting their lives on the line.
Yes.
Against this government?
Yes, you are.
I actually do. When they're actually kidnapping people off the streets, when they're brutalizing people and just going to court and lying and fighting against everything, I actually do think people that are protesting at this moment are putting their lives on the line the same way people were putting it on during these Black Lives Matter marches.
I agree.
I'd even go so far to say sometimes even more so simply because of this government. Yes. Like if you marched under Obama, it doesn't mean there was no risk to you.
Right.
But there was a certain level of, like, if it makes it up the chain to the president of the United States, you have a president who's not going to be like, beat the shit out of them. Can we water hose them? Can we shoot them?
Yeah, let's get the dogs.
Can we kidnap them off the streets in masks? Because that's what Trump is saying.
Families.
Trump is saying and doing that shit. And it does matter who your quote unquote enemy is, who you're fighting against matters. And some people don't believe in no rules. Speaking of not believing in the rules, apparently Stephen A. Smith has kept trying to stay in politics. And so he kind of, I guess he's been talking about Jasmine Crockett. He's talked about Mamdani. I guess this is comments on Mamdani. That he said.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very, very clear. If the Democratic Party becomes the likes of Zoran Mamdani, who, by the way, I like, not trying to throw any shade on him or anything like that, but if the Democratic Party becomes him, you have no chance. You have no chance on a national basis in terms of the presidency. In Senate seats in the House, you have no chance. You have no chance. I want to be very, very clear about that. You might have a Democratic socialist sprinkled here and there, but that ain't what America is. America's about capitalism. America's about dollars and cents. America's about an economy, a flourishing economy. Okay? And you know what it's not about? Free stuff. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it.
It's so interesting because he's clearly gearing up for something politically himself, or he just sees this type of content getting so much attention that he really can't help himself from just being like, let me just do some sports shit and stay out of this. Because, like, was anybody asking Stephen A specifically about this?
I was not.
You know, and it's always the Democrats, it's always the left, it's always black people. Once again, he went at Jasmine Crockett as well, who everybody knows is the outspoken black congresswoman from Texas.
How Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done, as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
Now, keep in mind, there are many Spitfires on the right. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Trump himself, J.D. Vance, who say vile things, inflammatory things. Greg Abbott, they say horrible things. They call Jasmine Crockett stupid, unintelligent. Laura Loomer was literally saying racist shit about her. Stephen A will never go on his airwaves and scold those white people ever in his life. Ever in his black ass motherfucking life. He will never ever stand up and yell at them and scold them the way he scolds black people or Democrats. Ever. It's not who he is. It's not his makeup. He'll go do his angry fake rant, and then whenever we call him out, he'll put his daughter out there as his Pokemon, as his shield. Like, I have a black daughter. She's making fun of me, guys. Oh boy. Black people, don't get too mad, please. That's what he does. But he'll personalize it whenever we call him out, right? But when he gets personal and goes in on other people, everyone's supposed to just take it with a grain of salt. Hey, Stephen A. just giving his take. The rest of us don't get to have feelings. Only he gets to have feelings in this world. And I think he's been emboldened by Trump.
A lot of people have, just across the country, and the thing is, the scammers and the
grifters.
Yes, yeah, like he is the fucking king of that. He rode that to the number one seat in the country.
He's aspirations to people like Stephen A. Smith, because it's proven that you don't actually need to be smart, know the guardrails, know anything about politics. You just need to have charisma and be willing to be a spectacle. And he's 100% always been willing to do that, Stephen A.
Yeah, and it's also, you have to think, Trump is a cons man. He's a thief. He's a crook. He does, like, he's trying to get to the next hustle, because that's what he does. And like you say, he aspirational because he hit so many of those check boxes,
especially if you're just about your money.
Yeah, that's what it says. Especially if you're just about your money. So across the board, he's emboldened a lot of people to be like, why do I need an education? Like you said, why do I need expertise in this? Why do I even need experience in these things?
Keep in mind, Republicans are in charge.
Yes, they are.
He's talking about Mamdani, who may win mayor of New York. That's just New York City. Republicans are in charge of the country.
Yes, they are.
You tell Democrats, this is what you need to do. When are you going to tell Republicans what to do? Republicans are cutting off people's jobs, people's government assistance, people's right to vote. This coward is saying nothing about that. He ain't got no smoke for them, and he never will. Same way he ain't have smoke for Alexis Ohanian, but he'll have smoke for LeBron James. Like, he knows the targets that he's picking and who's going to actually come down on him from above him, like, and say, you got to cut this shit out. The people that work at ESPN are never going to come to him and say, hey, you can cut this shit out. You're going too hard on these Democrats. That's not even really your lane. Can you just get back to the sports thing? They're never going to do that. But if he started talking that shit about Republicans every day, somebody would pull him to the side like, hey, we don't do politics or some shit. Yeah, then the way they did Jamel Hill and whatnot.
Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent, the people of West Virginia.
That middle of the road ass nigga.
She's supposed to.
Right.
Get the fuck out my
This is who
goddamn
Stephen
face.
A is, though. He'll compromise everybody. He don't care. So he's out for self. He'll compromise the rest of us in a heartbeat. He's let you know many times, right? I'm not surprised by it. I'm not even offended by it. I'm not. This is par for the course for him. I'm more surprised by the response. A lot of people have actually come out to say he need to shut the fuck up. And it's people that have never told him to shut the fuck up before. You know, or at least not this loudly.
This boldly, yeah.
You know, Bakari Sellers is calling them out. But sorry, Bakari Sellers is friends with Charlemagne. Like, his hands ain't clean either. You know what I mean? Bakari will never call out Charlemagne for some of the tomfoolery he participates in. But he had to do it with Stephen A.
Yeah, everybody have that thing, yes.
Everybody, like, they stopping to be like, whoa, not this one. Roland Martin. And even though Roland Martin did like a, you know, I respect Stephen A, but he's like, he don't know what he's talking about. He's lying. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that before. Because the thing is, Stephen A in this industry is something that is very, very lucrative, which is transactional. Yes. He's extremely transactional.
Of course.
Like he's a, I'll come on your podcast, you come on my show guy. He's a, you know, you work with me, I'll try to help you get that check. I'll give you that advice. Like, he's very transactional, and the business is transactional.
Yes.
And in that way, you can never expect people to say anything. Ryan Clark gives a beautiful soliloquy about standing up for black women during the Andrew Schultz thing. Then he has Andrew Schultz on the show. Andrew, it's just a bit of misunderstanding. Andrew Schultz is fine. And a lot of black women was like, man, that's fucked up, man. Like, how you gonna kick it with this dude? He meant that shit he said.
Yes, he did.
And he's like, oh, he's cool. Me, him, Channing Crowder, whatever. We was able to get together. It was fine. Well, this week, guess who was on the pivot? Stephen A. Smith. He said that shit about Jasmine Crockett. You know that's not coming up. Well, you think Ryan Clark's gonna stand up to him? Ryan Clark's happy to be on that goddamn First Take every week. Like, that's big for him to be able to take Shannon's spot and be there every Friday, every whatever, talking, you know, giving that like black talk with the fellas. You know, that's the vibe him, Cam Newton, and Stephen A. do.
Right.
Doing that Tuesday, Monday morning recap of the NFL. Like, that's a big fucking spot. I don't expect him to be like, nah, I gotta call out Stephen A. on this. Why would he do that?
That wouldn't make sense.
He's nakedly transactional. And so in those ways, Stephen A. is just telling you how he's been able to navigate and how people should navigate around him in order to be successful. I might be wrong. You might not agree with me, but you better not fucking say it. You better not really call me out. You better not say anything that's going to hurt my feelings, because I have more power than you.
Right.
And that's what he's saying to Jasmine Crockett for Trump. It's what he would do, and it's what he expects to be done for him.
To be there to represent.
For somebody he didn't even vote for.
Right. Meanwhile, like, and what, nigga? I don't like Trump. Fuck him. He's talked shit about everybody on his way up. None of this advice you have would apply to him. You wasn't telling Trump to be nice to the other Republicans when he was running, when he wouldn't debate people. You had no advice for this man. No smoke. But you're going to lecture Jasmine Crockett. Okay, well maybe she don't want to like him or work with him. Now what?
No, she might not.
Fuck is he gonna
I
do?
wouldn't either.
He's already sending the fucking National Guard in the cities and shit. It don't matter if you kiss his ass or not. The DC mayor kissed his ass. What has it gotten her?
Nothing.
National Guard on their streets. Black Lives Matter Plaza erased. Funding still being cut.
Right.
None of this shit really matters. Everyone's in a bad position, and what you really finding out is what kind of person you are when the fucking gets down to it. That's what you're gonna find out. What kind of person are you? You just be talking, or you really like, nah, I live my raps. I said I don't fuck with him. It really doesn't matter what the consequences are. I don't fuck with him.
Yep.
I'm not gonna pretend to fuck with him or talk nice about him while he's calling me ghetto and trash and whatever else. When the young Republicans are saying slurs and you ain't got a fucking word to say about it, when you gonna scold them? That's a layup. That's
an easy one.
Honestly, I'll be next week he should do that so he can get back in the graces of some black people. It's a layup. They were using the N-word. That's a pretty easy one to be like, y'all should be disgusted and resign. But will he do that? Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe that just sounds ignorant because it's so simple. But it ain't that damn complicated. We make it complicated. Damn, it's frustrating.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody, I don't know why it was this one. I'm gonna be honest, I truly don't. But this was the one where everybody was like, he's out of his fucking mind. You know, and it's the thing too that happens in these discussions. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger was on Bill Maher's show, and he was doing this whole like, we don't need to do this redistricting thing in California to offset what's going on in Texas. And he did this like, you know, because we should just let the people speak. And when the people vote, that's what will speak. And we don't need to get involved, because if you jerry rig it, it's just going to be the gerrymander. It's just going to be the politicians getting more power, blah, blah, blah. And I said, everyone agrees with the principle. Now tell me what to do when Texas does this. Can you tell me that, Arnold? What are we going to do? Because you know who don't give a fuck about what you're talking about, even though you claim to be a Republican? The Republicans. Why aren't you telling them? Why aren't you telling Greg Abbott, don't do that?
Right.
I don't care what Trump wants. You should not do that. That is wrong. Instead, what you do is you watch a basketball game. I go up for a layup. Guy punches me in my fucking face. I land. I tackle him, and you go, hey man, I'm against all the violence. Oh, okay. I'm just supposed to get punched in the face and not defend myself, because defending myself is actually just contributing to the violence at this point.
Right.
Suck my dick. You fucking cowards, man. Anyway, I don't know why people have chosen this one to be the one where they like clapping back on him. But I appreciate them for saying something, you know, at least. But the thing is, and I just have to point out, he's so transactional. He's so embedded in media. Whether you respect people you respect and people you don't respect, for the most part, are in a position where they ain't gonna say shit.
Agreed.
They ain't gonna say shit. I don't give a fuck how high esteem you hold these people in.
Yeah, they
all understand that one day they are going to have to be in a room with this man,
yes, sir,
or it's gonna get back to him, and they scared, or they just want to keep things cool. They just want to be friends. He's done a lot in this industry. He has a lot of respect. He has a lot of connections. He's helped a lot of people.
Yes, he has.
It's not one dimensional. He's not only these comments. There's other times where he's on point or people agree with him.
He is.
He's very charismatic. He's great at TV.
Great.
But however, but yeah, he's all those things. But at the same time, a lot of the people who would have smoke for him over this Jasmine Crockett shit, they're actually people that take his advice in their lane. They're not Jasmine Crockett's. They're not. Jasmine Crockett is fighting a power dynamic within her job. Meaning,
yes,
politics is not just a thing she comments on; it's her job.
Yeah.
There's consequences. There's real things to what she says and does, and I respect her so much because she don't give a fuck. She's like, the right thing to do is the right thing to do. You don't have to like her communication style, but I find it to be, in addition to strategically smart, I think it also is representative of a lot of people who deserve representation. A lot of young people that people say we can't reach with liberal and democratic messaging are reached through her.
Yes, they are. That's why I don't criticize them TikToks and YouTubes and shit like that. I'm not the targeted audience, and it
ain't
know
for me,
that, right? And that's
but they
okay.
got me,
right? That's okay. Like I said, and you know, when it comes to getting a message out there, you know, people complain and shit like that, but you have to do it by all means necessary.
Right.
That means shit that you might not understand.
And Joe Manchin bitch ass ain't for everybody either.
No, he not.
So I don't even know what that means. Bringing up Joe Manchin don't mean nothing to me.
No, he makes me mad. Milk toast. No.
All right. I'll tell you what you should be taking is the same. If you were smart, if your Stephen A was genuine, I guess, not smart. I think he can be smart, but
yes, he can.
If you're being genuine, you should take the same lesson from Jasmine Crockett that you took from buddy from West Virginia, right? Joe Manchin. Clearly, the people she represents gonna keep electing her.
Yep.
Her district is fine with this. That's her job, to represent her district.
Right. That's why
AOC has a job to represent her district.
Right.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Jasmine Crockett's not running for president of everybody.
Nope.
And neither was Joe Manchin. And every time he did, it didn't work.
I know it did not. They was like, get your middle of the road ass out of here.
Yeah, you're just giving us your biases and who you support and the kind of talking and people you want to see. But that shit don't mean nothing to nobody. But yeah, I like I said, the pushback was more of a like, where these people been? I didn't know y'all was getting upset like this. So I appreciate them for for doing that. But yeah, like I said, Stephen A, it's the transactional nature that isn't being discussed enough to me.
I agree.
And because it's everyone else accepting the transactions that keeps him relevant. This is him on the pivot saying that shit. Now keep in mind, pivot is we call out Andrew Schultz. Well, we got to protect our black women. Okay, here he go in they face.
You know, the other day I got heat because they said I was insulting Jasmine Crockett. Why you got to call out the sister? Because the sister's the one sounding like that. I know she's intelligent. I know she's accomplished. I know she's smart. That's not what I said. What I said was, that's not how you sounded. You sounded belligerent talking about the president. You're a representative representing the state of Texas in your district.
Can you think of someone that sounds more belligerent than Stephen A all the goddamn time? He's made a life living off of being belligerent, but okay.
In Texas, they didn't send you there for that. They sent you there to find a way to get what you can for us while he's in office, while assisting him getting out of office so you could get somebody in there who's more favorable to my district. Same thing with AOC. Same thing with Eric Swalwell in California. Same thing with any elected official. Your job is not to go there and say, derail the president. I could do that. You're a representative. You're an elected official. You're on Capitol Hill. What are you doing? You're supposed to be working. You cannot be working if all you're saying is, I don't care what he comes up with. I'm not agreeing to it.
Let me show y'all a real quick example of how hypocritical this man is. This is a clip of him talking about another sassy politician who's very anti-Trump and has made a lot of his latest round of media off of shitting on Trump and not working with him. Gavin Newsom, right? So this is Stephen A on Gavin Newsom.
After the clash with Trump over the National Guards and the Marines coming into the city of Los Angeles, remember all of that? July of 2025, his approval rating jumped from 38% to 56% approval. Typical range, 52 to 56% approval in state polls. Why is this relevant? Because you're talking about somebody, let's call it what it is. Say this about Gavin Newsom. The brother looks presidential. I mean, listen, you know, I don't look at men that way. That's just not my flavor. But the brother does look good in the blue suit. I mean, he looks very presidential. He really, really does. Hair slick back. Pat Riley might be jealous. Good looking dude. Excellent, excellent speaker. Can articulate his thoughts clearly, highly intelligent. Knows the issues. Knows how to fight.
Okay. This is the same dude that was tweeting spicy and talking all that shit about Trump being very belligerent. This is the guy who's trying to pass legislation in his own state to gerrymander to fight back against what Texas is doing. Sound a little different, right? And maybe I'm picking up on that. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but sound a little more respectful, a little less scoldy, a little less condescending, a little less paternalistic. Sounds like that dude is representing his state and potentially all of America in the way he fights back. But apparently, Jasmine did it wrong, so she need to listen to Stephen A. He gonna tell her how to do it, how to talk to these whites.
Right.
Yeah. So all right, let's move on. I am past mad with this politics shit. But all right. Let's see. What should we do next? I guess we should do a little bit of. Oh, you know what? Let's start wrapping it up. Let's do some guest stories. I do want to go to the gym today, so I gotta make time for that.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
I don't know where I'm gonna stick this other commercial break, but we went some long segments. Sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna get one random, just the middle of a sentence commercial break. I don't know where, but it is what it is, guys.
We all had our time. My time was up front, and that was Roger's time.
Yeah. I just gotta get home. Man upset over traffic caused by crash, pulls out pistol, threatens witnesses, and drives pickup truck over lawn to get away.
Damn. A lot going on in that sentence.
Eric Chadbourne, 38, has been charged with criminal threatening with a deadly weapon, a felony. Was it one of those No Kings rallies? Or he just
no, a felony.
A car and a UPS truck were reportedly involved in a serious crash on Webster Street in Hudson sometime in the late afternoon, early evening. As officers began traveling to the scene, they learned that not only had a crash occurred, but someone at the scene had allegedly brandished a firearm. Well, what is that going to do? Everybody move to the right. Workers at a nearby body shop are said to have seen the crash occur and rushed to help, but the crash was apparently affecting more than just the occupants of the two vehicles. Chadbourne, driving a white Chevrolet Avalanche pickup truck, was upset over traffic delays caused by the accident. He said, I just got to get home. And I said, the guy's over here laying on the ground. We can't really let you by. He kept reaching for a pistol in his pocket. And from there, we all told him to stop. You don't want to do this. Chadbourne reportedly proceeded to drive over a lawn, nearly hitting a wall, in order to get around the crash site. Maybe he had to use the bathroom. At one point, while trying to get away, he allegedly pulled the gun out into the open air. The subject was unhappy that the traffic had come to a stop and needed to get to the residence down the street, and because of that, he pulled a firearm. Witnesses are said to have given officers who had since arrived a description of Chadbourne and his vehicle after he drove off. Law enforcement then saw the Chevy truck parked at a home on the same street.
He went a quarter of a mile up the road.
You ever really got to use the bathroom though? You ever really, really had to, like, I need to get home now. I'll run a red light. You ever been never?
No.
Well, thank God I ain't have a gun. Okay.
Yeah,
dead bodies on the street.
Glad you ain't have a gun. Somebody was dead and you're like, fuck that dead nigga.
A high risk vehicle stop was conducted. He was arrested. He was still in the car.
Oh no.
What?
Did he have time to turn the car off? Did he pull in? They pull in right behind him.
Yeah, and he had a gun in his pocket at the time of the arrest.
Oh damn.
Did he think that he was like, oh, here go the police. They must be going to that wreck I drove by and pulled my gun. Oh, they coming to get me.
Right.
Oh, so y'all got time for this, but y'all ain't got time to save the people in the street. This why I be pulling guns out.
Right. Gotta be bothered all these dead people.
All right, Karen, guess the race of Mr. Eric Chadbourne.
Oh, white.
Karen's going with white for Eric Chadbourne. He was clenched. He couldn't move. That's not a race, but yeah, he must have been clenched.
Hilarious.
Stomach, he must have bubble guts, man.
Mm-hmm.
White says Yeti.
He out here like Pikachu, got the poop.
Right. I only see the one white guess. I guess it's slow for the rest of y'all. Are just
I think it probably
people not
is,
guessing
right.
for whatever reason. All right. Well, we'll just have to go with the one person white. Karen said white. You got it correct. There's Mr. Chadbourne. He kind of looks like that dude. Kind of looks like that guy from Half Baked who went to jail. I don't know why. Maybe it's the eyes, but it's giving that dude that went to jail is like, I love butternuts. It's like it's buttercup, butter stuff. I don't know why. He's giving me that. But yeah, good luck to him. All right, let's do another one. Man allegedly shoots former manager at Taco Bell the day after losing his job. Now, why did they fire him? I feel like it justifies firing him.
This is the same man that went up the street. He lost his job and then he ran through he passed the damn people and went home and got arrested. What the hell is happening?
An Ohio man's behind bars after being fired from his job earlier this summer and then exacting vengeance on his former manager. Jonathan Morris, 21, stands accused of one count of murder. The incident occurred in a parking lot of a Taco Bell on August 29th. On the night in question, just after midnight, or fourth meal as I call it, Morris allegedly gunned down Ryan Johnson, 32. The defendant had been fired from his position there the day before. Well, I mean, if you showed that kind of gumption when you had the job, you wouldn't have lost it.
You sure wouldn't have lost the job.
When we asked you to come in at 7 p.m. sharp,
right?
Why didn't you come in the way you came with that pistol at midnight?
Time.
That would have been funny. He shows up with the pistol. It's 12:07. They about to close, and the manager's like, "I knew it. Late as always."
That's why you got shot then, probably.
You were supposed to shoot and kill me 11 o'clock.
Right, you late.
They are devastated by this, said prosecutors. It was senseless. We believe he was only trying to help. The prosecutor's comments were in reference to the victim seemingly attempting to help the defendant. Instead, however, Morris killed Johnson outside the popular fast food establishment where both men worked. Police officers who arrived at reports of shots fired that night said they discovered Johnson suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was eventually pronounced dead at the scene. Johnson was not in his Taco Bell uniform at the time. He was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Well, do you wear a Taco Bell uniform these days? I feel like after the lobby closed, I'll be looking at Taco Bell. People be having normal clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
They just have like a Taco Bell pin or something on their shirt, and they just be like, "Yeah, it's a shirt from Genuine Tour of 2005." But
right.
I mean, clearly I work here.
Yeah, don't you see the lapel?
Why would I be holding these burritos if I didn't work here?
Right. Why would I be smelling like lettuce and tomatoes?
No shell cases were found at the scene. Investigators did obtain a description of the suspect and presumed motive for the killing from a witness or witnesses. Yeah, of course. They know you.
Cameras.
You worked there yesterday.
Yesterday.
All the witnesses are like, huh?
Not in 24 hours. You ain't give them the time to cut your last paycheck.
Is that Jonathan from the night shift yesterday?
Why is he out here?
During Thursday's hearing, the court quickly assessed the evidence and against the defendant and set bond at $500,000. The worst part is he can't get a job to pay it off. Johnson, the grandma was like sad. Of course, he killed my grandson. He doesn't need to be out. He took a life. He has a public defender. Police officers said the law enforcement searched the defendant's father's residence and never found him there, noting that it took investigators weeks to finally apprehend Morris. And of course, to try to get out, they was like, "Oh no, I got a son and he's the primary caregiver." They're like, "Then why did it take us weeks to find him? We was looking at the house where his son is and he wasn't there." So, all right, there you go. Guess the race of Mr. Jonathan Morris.
Jonathan Morris. I'm going to go black.
Karen's going black. Let's check the chat room and see what they believe. Black. This is a moment if I've ever seen one. Black. It seems like everyone's going black on this one, and everyone, including Karen, is correct. Yeah, I think he's on the left, and then the manager that he shot is on the right. And they say he was trying to help him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Man.
21, dude, that's really young.
Right? All right, we'll do one more. You know what? Let's go to the bonus round. Karen, it's 2 for 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That bitch was white.
I ain't this.
How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get the race.
Gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
An argument between a McDonald's employee and 2 late night customers over the drive-through wait time led to threats of violence and eventually a shooting.
Oh, damn. I'm glad I didn't come to the Hornets game. We'd all been in trouble.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd posted a video to Instagram October 17th explaining an incident took place around 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
at McDonald's. Let me tell you, ain't nothing going down at 3 a.m. at McDonald's except draws and violence.
That's it.
Jan Soto, 21, is Yoan space Soto, S-O-T-O, was working an overnight shift at the fast food restaurant when 2 customers, now we're guessing his race, he's the shooter, not the employee, not the customers, okay? 2 customers, 19-year-old Peter Story and 18-year-old Nicholas Jones, pulled into the drive-thru. Soto reportedly told the 2 that he could not take their order because the restaurant was overwhelmed with online orders. He apologized for the delay and even said McDonald's should think through how their ordering system works to prevent future incidents. Judd highlighted that Soto's manager told him to stop taking orders and it was not a decision Soto made himself. So he's like, hey, man, they got too many of these online orders. Everybody's doing the pickup thing now.
Yeah.
You know? And so
and I could imagine that's nuts once it gets like certain hours. Like it's literally going to be McDonald's and Taco. Like, it's going to be a handful of places that are going to be open at 3 a.m. for you to grab a bite. So everybody's going to be ordering from those places that are up at that time.
Right. And actually, you know what? We might be guessing the race of the customers. I'm looking at the pictures in the top of the article, and they appear to be the customers, not the employee. Okay, all right. So I guess they was the ones that got arrested. Who knows? Anyway, so Jones and Story allegedly shared no understanding. They was like, we don't give a fuck what the managers and the online people did. We want our McNuggets right now.
Yeah.
So they started threatening them, and they said, we gonna wait for the end of your shift, and we gonna attack you. And he said, well, okay, I get off at 4. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Y'all, you got time to wait. It's ironic that you have time to wait to kill me, but not enough time to wait to just get the McNuggets, but okay.
You could have had the food in an hour.
So then they got security camera recordings that show Story and Jones entering the McDonald's lobby and threatening Soto with a weapon, which turned out to be a switch with a 30 clip, which is a gun.
Okay, thank you.
Soto acted in alleged self-defense, pulled out a gun himself. He said, I work at McDonald's. You think I'm not strapped?
You think I ain't ready for the smoke?
Okay.
The way these customers be talking crazy to me.
When I say 9-piece, I mean 9 millimeters, buddy.
Woo, this turned left quickly.
Now, the 22-year-old manager stepped between them, trying to stop the kerfuffle from occurring. Was he?
Oh, you know this a young manager. Old manager would have been locked in the back.
Right.
The shit, locked in the freezer, talking about 1 frozen slice of pizza, 2 frozen slice of pizza.
Manager's like, oh, I need to do inventory. Bye.
They love that fucking inventory to get missing.
Because they said the 22-year-old manager stepped between them, trying to stop the fight from occurring. But they end up having a fight anyway. Now, this is a sassy Sheriff Judd, so he always try to add some jokes in there.
Oh yeah.
So he said
we hit or miss.
Right. He said trying to stop this kerfuffle from occurring because there's a rattle afoot right now in McDonald's. We call it a McRattle, and that's not a sandwich. Oh, you got to punch these jokes, sir, sheriff.
That's not a big rat.
I'm gonna need you to hire some writers.
That should have been the end of it. Get you a good editor, because
that's not even funny.
No.
Judd reiterated Soto's claim of self-defense, saying that Soto only pulled the trigger when one of the aggressors attempted to grab his gun. The bullet grazed Story in the neck. It's a blessing. It was a very minor wound, but you know what? When you start shooting Mick guns, you get people's Mick attention. Oh God,
no.
This guy's.
Oh no, baby, and you know I'm bad with the goddamn puns, but I think
you're way better than this.
I'm not the same.
Even on your worst day, it's better than this.
I give myself credit.
He's just putting Mick in front of shit.
My puns don't be that bad.
He's not even puns. He's just saying Mick.
Yeah.
Soto had a right to stand his ground.
You need to be arrested for these puns, sir.
Also, like, why is the sheriff commenting on the legality of things before it's going to trial?
He just talking.
For content, Soto has a right to stand his ground and protect himself. These guys are threatening to do violence after they've already threatened him outside the store and come inside. They created a well-founded fear in him and the store manager. It was just a McMess. But we'll sort it out because we are good at investigating Mick crime.
You need writers. You just put Mick in front of every third word. What is happening here?
Well, guess the race of the two customers that came inside and got the Mick smoke.
Do you got their names?
Yeah, I'll say it again for you. They're both the same race. Nicholas Jones and Peter Story.
Nicholas Jones and Peter Story. I'm gonna go black.
All right. Mick in front of the shit. Mike in front of the shit got to be the title of the show. Oh, Mick in front of shit. Oh, white. Ingham Moment 2, Electric Boogaloo, black. White, says Shar. Karen's going black. I think that's all the guesses we're getting in the chat because it seems like people are just very shy today. The correct answer is, you said black. You're wrong. They were white. I guess your McRacism was a little off there, Karen.
Awesome and so. They was like, they'll wait. I was like, who the fuck is waiting?
Maybe that sheriff got a speech impediment. Some people's got it right though. But yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yes, it was.
Or should I say ridiculous? I don't know. That was also bad. All right, let's get to.
Yeah, that was Mick terrible.
Right. The guy's like, how hard can being a stand-up comic be? He should go open for jail.
Right.
He can be hamburger learn.
Yeah.
Like that one dude that go hamburger. So between his jokes, he'd be like hamburglar. All right, let's go to the bonus. Let's go to sword ratchetness. A man in Florida has learned his fate for severely hurting his friend with a hatchet.
Oh!
Because the man accidentally broke his phone days earlier. Jaquan Sykes, 35. Jaquan Sykes. Would you like to guess the race? You missed the last one.
I'm going to go black.
As a makeup guess, you're correct.
Yes.
He was black, Karen. You did good. Not a lot of white Jaquans. Not even after they love Tipsy so much. No one named their kids Jaquan though.
And a hatchet. Ooh.
Right? A hatchet. I find that a little bit hacky.
Don't you mean Mick Hacky?
I think he wanted to axe for his phone back. Jaquan was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. However, he was given credit for time served, 626 days. Ooh, he almost out. That's about 2 years, right? Shit. He's like, what, 2 more months? He will only be in prison around 9 months. Sykes is said to have picked up a man and a woman, friends of his, for 1 a.m. January 30th, 2022. The three then drove to Anoco Rose liquor store to pick up a bottle. The two men got out the vehicle, approached the back of the store. Jaquan wanted to talk. The man would later tell the sheriff's office. But while they stood outside the store, Sykes attacked him, reportedly using a hatchet with his handle wrapped in paracord, a rope known for being developed for parachutes during World War II.
Oh, damn.
He said that he was struck multiple times. His upper body sustained multiple lacerations to the head. He suffered multiple fractured bones and had pins in his body holding those bones aligned. During the attack, the victim stated that he heard Jaquan saying he was going to kill him. As the victim managed to escape Sykes' strikes, he heard Sykes yelling at him, "So now you want to beg for your life?" Yes, this is the appropriate time to beg for your life when someone is trying to kill you with a hatchet.
Right.
When else would you like me to beg for my life? I mean, come on. If I would
now would be the time.
If it wouldn't have been a surprise attack, I would have started pre-begging.
Right.
But you can't be upset with me for wanting to live. A short time later, Jaquan returned to the vehicle by himself, saying that he told the woman she needed to go find the victim and check on him. She exited. After doing so, she saw him drive off. As he drove away, he yelled out, "That was for breaking my phone." The woman then spotted the other man. He was left in the roadway. He had been battered and cut multiple times with a hatchet. Injuries to his arms, torso, and head.
Ooh.
They said the victim was transported to an area hospital, is expected to recover. Both the woman and the victim identified Sykes, otherwise known as Quan, as the suspect. The victim said he believes this incident stemmed over him accidentally breaking Jaquan's phone on Christmas, adding that he has already replaced the phone he broke of his, so he is unsure why he would still be mad. Well, it's the principle of the shit. Okay? You broke my phone. I don't care if you replace it. Someone has to get killed.
Oh no.
I think we all understand.
No, we don't. You the one that don't. I paid like the phone is paid for. What are we doing?
Because you had made me look stupid because I told the iPhone people I didn't need that insurance, but I did.
Yeah, you did.
Somebody got to pay for that. The court document says Sykes threatened the witness and victim after the attack. The hatchet was not immediately recovered. Well, check the parachute.
Rope is in there somewhere.
Maybe throw it out of a weather balloon. I don't know. All right, y'all. That's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed that.
Me too.
Enjoy the random commercial breaks that I'm gonna have to throw in this bitch because we didn't do enough segments, but it'll be all right.
It'll be all right. We'll be back later on this week.
Yep. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Peace.